Hello viewers and welcome back to Tropico 5 with me, Pipichuchu, and we're back here on the island of Baka Baka or something similar like that, and well, looks like we still haven't fixed up completely just yet from that, say, earthquake I believe was it. So we'll do that right now, and we're back here and we're playing this scenario once more. So, evidently, I mean, we're rolling in cash right now with 22k, although I do remember that when we had last left off earlier today, there was a bit of a down period for us today.
Well, what do you know? I like to be proven wrong. It means I get to learn something new.
Alright, well, it looks like we had finished another one of those wagers things, so we have an option between Red Tape Technology and Free Opera House. We'll go with the Free Opera House because I think we already have Red Tape Technology. Yeah, we already have Red Tape Tech. So let's go with that, and we will just really continue playing. Now, if I... yeah, the Opera House is just right over here, so it's a free thing on the mayor, or on the dime of the U.S. president, so we'll grab that, and I think we will put that nicely in the middle of our main city road here.
Workers of Tropico, unite!
Presidente, after...
His Majesty's plans have been hindered by supply shortages.
Right, so it looks like we have a few more missions now, so we have the options
Sir,
of exporting some more
has once again
pineapples.
doubled the...
Looks like the rent has doubled too on these buildings, and well, we picked up the objectives for exporting meat and pineapples, and I feel like those two things are something that we can do in a very vast amount of time, so we'll do that. Now, actually, in the period of effectively what it was noon here, it looks like they've actually released a patch for this game which fixes a few minor, like, graphical problems. Nothing that we've actually noticed just yet, but just be mindful that they have done that. So that's sort of one little thing here and there. Oh, and another thing is that these mines are now, like, fixed placement buildings, as you can probably tell. Like, for whatever reason, I didn't remember this before, but I believe in Tropico 3, and I know for sure inside the original game, mines were actually a buildable structure, kind of like the logging camps, where you sort of put it down onto the map, and then it sort of just does its own thing. Speaking of mines, yeah, this area is a little too far away from everything else to work, which is rather unfortunate. Now, it looks like our research is, for whatever reason, locked now because we have to get into the World War period before we have to go forwards.
The revolutionary movement is growing.
I think we'll just grow our town ever further.
Congratulations. Well done. You continue to amaze me. Now let's celebrate your success.
And it looks like we finished all of the three wagers now,
You
so I think we'll
don't
take a
really
free
need
military
half
pile.
the U.S. Army, pal. It actually consists of 37 volunteers at this point. That's all there is.
Right, so we'll pick that up, and I believe that will complete the wagers assignment here, so that'll be nice. Unfortunately, the Crown has to take a big chunk of our money now. So, I'm under the impression that on every single one of the missions, and I've read up about the game just a tiny bit on, say, Steam reviews and on Reddit, and it looks like for the most part, in every single one of these missions, we will have to do this route of, say, teching up our nation from, say, the World Wars and obviously the colonial period here where you sort of have to break away and gain your independence like such. So with that said and all...
It's high time that I left for the U.S., buddy. But before I go, I cannot help but acknowledge the many things I learned while staying on this beautiful island as your guest of honor.
Oh, that's actually the level. Okay. Well, I guess that doesn't... anyways, I was gonna say that it looked like that in every single mission you'd have to sort of break away from the Crown and do all of that stuff, but evidently not. So, I mean, in that case, we'll save the game again. We'll do LP, is this 4 now, or 5? I can't remember now. It's probably 4. It's episode 5, but technically save file 4, and I think we'll just go from there. Right, so the mission, we will endure, survive numerous invasions, so this sounds quite nasty here. I think we'll switch back to the original island of KOD something, forgot it just now.
My fellow Tropicans, today a new enemy rises to threaten my way of life, my freedom, and my strategic banana reserves. Without provocation, Isla Rojo has declared war on our great nation.
Wow, that was loud.
Now is not the time for fear, Tropico. We will face this threat head on, and we will endure. We will defend our shores, and we will endure. Like
Right.
our llamas, we shall spit in the eye of any enemy that treads on our soil. We will endure. Viva Tropico!
That went on for quite a bit. So, well, it looks like the maps are, like, consistent, where they, they stay put, so that's kind of neat. Right, so we're back here, we're inside the World Wars period. It looks like our cash reserves has carried over or something, but we start off with 32,000 this time. I think we'll keep the Constitution the same. Will be some sort of, like, fascist place, I suppose, with only wealthy citizens voting. So yeah, we'll do that. And oh my god, I forgot the layout of our town here again. But hey, look, we have trucks now. Do any of our buildings change from place to place? No, it doesn't look like it. One thing that you should be able to do is that I want to see whether or not you can change the newspaper to different settings. Because from what I remember, a lot of the buildings have different modes that you can put them on. For example, inside the original game, you could put the... what's it called? The storehouse, where the big, like, logging camps onto plant forest mode, as opposed to, say, keeping them on something else here. Oh wow, they're bringing in a ton of different troops over here. I don't know, they're starting to take down my guard towers. What are my guys doing?
Women love men in uniform.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that now you can't do much with the towers or with the troops here. You can't order them to do things. So we'll have to wait and really just see how these
When do we charge?
squads do their thing.
We will fight you in the streets.
Look at that, look at that. They're actually quite peaceful. They're not even attacking each other right now.
I give my life to meet
And that tower is gonna go down real fast. Hopefully our infantrymen will actually fire now. And oh yikes, it looks like their guys are actual infantry guys armed with like M16s and stuff. I mean, we still have those like... Yeah, we're still armed with muskets and they have like actual infantry, so that's just great. This is one really odd, like, battle coming over here. These guys are just running for their lives. They're not even attempting to fight. And I think my elite squad was just outright massacred. Right, so I think this might be, say, like a scripted thing. So I want to say that this is like a bluff, and after a few minutes, everything will be fine.
We have a perfect business opportunity. We have a perfect business.
So with that said, I want to see what happens from this sort of World Wars attack here. And let's see. I'm just kind of hoping that these guys would stop, because there's no real way we can stop them now. Well, no, it looks like we still have, like, we just re-equipped our army, so we still have those troopers going about now.
Ilarojo troops are attacking your newly independent country. This ridiculous conflict is undesirable. Put an end to it as soon as possible.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah. Looks like our friend here, Leon Kane here, has stopped the fighting for now. And it looks like, well, with that said, unfortunately we lost quite a few of our towers here, but apart from that, it looks like everything is fine. And really our only task for now is to just rebuild and survive the onslaught. Right, so again, playing into that sort of US versus the USSR thing, I suppose in the Cold War or the World Wars area here.
I love this stuff.
We can supply, say, the allies with canned goods, and alternatively we can supply the Axis with logs.
We have a perfect business opportunity.
So I think in this
we
case,
have them right where we want them. Time for a little gouging. I really should see about getting myself a villainous laugh.
right, so I think we'll try to export some logs to the Axis forces, seeing as how we already have some logging camps working pretty much 24/7 over here, so we'll do that. And of course we can gouge him slightly using the profits, or the prices system, so we'll do that as well. And let's see what the mission objective here
According to your
is.
newly appointed Chief of Staff, General Panultimo, there is no better way to improve the defenders' morale than sticking some flags in high places.
Right, so it looks like all we're supposed to do is have 5 guard towers to complete that mission. And I suppose once we rebuild the guard towers that we have here, that'll be kind of just done. So it's kind of neat that the game has more so of these, say, military invasion portions. That's kind of neat, and that's something that you don't really see inside the previous games. I mean, inside the previous games, it was kind of like, or at least inside the first game, the rebellions would be like, it would be literally 3 people fighting your, like, 2 soldiers. And because it was back in the day when everything was made out of the, like, half pixel art, half not really sprites, but looked like sprites stuff, it was hilarious. It was literally like 5 guys outside of a farm shooting each other, and the rest of the people, and the game actually had a pretty large population count for like the old processors. You could have up to like, I think 450 people on your island, and like, yeah, the rest of the people would just be fleeing everywhere while these like 3 dudes fight it out in the middle of like, I don't know, like a farm. It was ridiculous, but yeah, I mean, it was sort of that. Right, but anyhow, going back here, it looks like we finished those guard towers, so that gave us some benefit. I didn't really catch on to it, but oh well. Let's build these, just research all of these things and get them done like that. And right, so over here there's an opera house, there's a library, and there's a military fort. So what should I do now? What should I do? We're producing corn, bananas, and I believe also sugar and some cattle over here. Well, I think it's time to crank our economy up into high gear. And one of the most profitable things inside the Tropico line of games has always been the mining industry. So we'll come over here, and there's just a nice and easy mine right here. So I think we'll grab that, and that's something that we didn't notice, say, the first time around, but we found it now, so we'll capitalize on it. And perfect suggestion, I think we'll build a restaurant right across from the palace here. So then El Presidente and his extended family has easy access to whatever meals this restaurant serves. Right, so that'll be that. Let's check the happiness ratings of our people here. So, crime safety is good despite the fact that we have 0 police stations. Entertainment will be boosted up as soon as we have that restaurant. 5 food varieties, and still under 50, which is kind of strange, but alright. Looks like we still have a few homeless people, so we need to build a few more houses. Liberty is, for the most part, good. Religion is, unfortunately, not so good. So, here's what I think I'll do. Now, we have a lot of these, like, really small country house elements, but instead, I think we get access to the bigger things now. So we have the tenement, and this is the nice thing that I like to use. The tenement's really useful because it can just store so many people inside it. So I think we'll put out a tenement, and we'll put that down right next to the restaurant. And ooh, look, we get a building crane. So that's kind of neat. Oh, and it actually does things. Right, because I want to start to move away from having these country houses, and I want to move, say, our people into tenements, which are obviously a little more, say, efficient at storing people. Now, one thing that I noticed is that they've actually introduced, like, synergy bonuses for these things. So, for example, these country houses, and I didn't see this before, these things actually provide food for the residents, and I believe one farm, well, at least inside the original game, provided food for about 30 people. So, country houses, I suppose, just are self-sustaining little bits there. Regular houses are just increase the house quantity for themselves, so that's also kind of cool. And let's see, the mansion is, of course, the mansion. The tenement is, of course, the tenement. And yeah, I mean, it's really neat. Right. So let's see, we have a restaurant being built, and, well, we have a whole bunch of other buildings that we can do for entertainment. So let's actually go back here. Let's check the people inside our country, and let's see what type of people are here now. So the vast majority of the people that we employ are illiterate citizens, and then grade school, then high school, and then college. College and high school are pretty much the same here, and a few people with PhDs. Well, that is kind of good. Let's see. Our relations are... we have decent relations with the allies. decent relations with the Axis. Military loyalty is decent, so that's good. And popular support is 55%, so that's always nice. And let's see the factions, so of course... Oh, now instead of, say, royalists and revolutionaries, we have some militarists, have some religious factions inside the game, and we also have communists and capitalists, so that's kind of also neat to know. But the one thing that I want to figure out is, say, the population classes inside the game here. Because, I mean, some people are obviously more wealthier than other ones, but I can't seem to figure out where that is said. But oh well, it's not that big of an issue. We will just, we'll build a few entertainment spots, but I fear that only like 1 out of the 2 people on this sort of village can use them, and that's my main worry here. Right, so let's see. We have a few... Yeah, now we have a restaurant open here with a few people working, so that's good. In the previous games, you were able to sort of see who works inside the locations and also who are the people who's inside the building at the moment, but it doesn't look like you can do that anymore, which is rather unfortunate. Right, so let's see, the export logs thing will handle itself. We should probably just build up our military and amongst other things right now. Looks like we have a coal deposit over here, so I think I'll build a mine. Let's see, can I build a mine yet? Yeah, there we go. And we'll connect that to our road network over here, so we'll do that. And looks like it's just a dirt road, it's not, say, a nice and pretty gridded layout like here. And the tenement is done. So, let's see. We can add... Oh! We can actually do a slight upgrade, well, technically a downgrade for the people here, but we can really stuff people there.
Increased. My books on psychology say I should offer you a reward, so you'll start making smarter choices more often.
Right, so it looks like we completed that mission for the Axis by selling them logs, and it looks like we can either get 5 high school educated workers, a reduced building cost for all industry buildings for the next 4 years, or some money for our own private accounts. Well, I think we'll actually go with the industry thing modifier right there, because that'll be very, very helpful for building just an absolute ton of different things. Right, so we have a... So we're probably not selling those logs anymore to, say, the Axis, so I think we'll start off our plans by building a planks mill, which will convert the logs over here into planks, which will then be sold off, and that raises the value of them slightly, so I think we'll start off by building that. And of course, have to keep the factories near with the poor, so we'll keep the tenement here, and that'll just do its thing. Now, let's see. Yeah, the country houses here are mostly for poor people, and the tenement is for there as well. I mean, I'm thinking of just, say, removing the country houses inside this block, but in general, I mean, it's not, say, too big of a deal. The tenement's housing quantity is 36 right now, so it's slightly better, but bear in mind that it drops slightly over time too.
The Order secured a deal for some top-of-the-line 3000 series tanks designed by the best Italian engineers. This model looks promising, and I am sure it will prove superior to the other armored vehicles in the field.
Right, well, I suppose we can get some Italian tanks by exporting logs and planks. So yeah, I mean, perfect. We're already building the lumber mill to do that, so that'll be that. Now, in reality, Italian tanks are like the most hilarious things ever. They're actually not worth anything, but yeah, I suppose that plays into the thing inside the game. Oh,
we've just had a new entry in our Most Annoying Sound in Tropico tournament from the newly constructed lumber mill. As you know, I'm the reigning champion with this sound.
Why would they include that in the game? Why? That's terrible. Oh well, at least we have this this plant going. So I mean, that's sort of that. Let's see if there's a manager that we can put there. No? Well, okay, fair enough. Right, so we have 150 people now on the island doing their busy bee things, and we still have some room for some more people actually. So here's what I think I'll do. have to keep those construction crews busy, so here's what we'll do. We'll get a few more country houses, just because we need some people to, say, more or less permanently staff the mine, as this thing will just gradually print cash. So that'll be that. Now,